guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the predicted lineup for today's absolutely clash of the Titans, Tottenham Hotspur versus Man City, to open up our season in the Premier League. I'm absolutely pumped. I want to absolutely smash Guardiola and Man City. I absolutely hate them. I'm still bitter over the Carabao Cup final. And any chance I get to bend Pep over and wax his head, I will take. And today is the day. I severely think we're going to get off to a good start to this season. I believe, and I hope you guys believe out there. Someone else who I know is a true believer, that's my man, Jack. Jack, are you pumped for today's game?
Oh, David, I'm absolutely ecstatic and perfectly said and well intro, David. And honestly, I can't wait to wipe the fucking smile off of bald Fradiola's face with Nuno in charge as well, David. With Nuno, he's the wise man and he's going to be giving us this lineup today. So let's crack into it. I have full confidence in Nuno, David. He's going to be absolutely giving us the best tactics, the best philosophical, mindset that we're looking into. But we're going to have to start with the goalkeepers first. Just get that done and over with the goalkeepers, David. We are going to be deciding between the likes of Lloris and Goalini. Goalini, to be honest, David, he played a full game against Chelsea, pulled out some world-class saves, had some excellent distribution as well. But I will say, it's Man City. It's the first game of the season. You can't put that kind of pressure on him. He's absolutely maybe proven to be a decent goalkeeper and an excellent backup to Lloris, but you have to put in the Don Lloris, the one who's proven the experience, the one who's also still plenty capable of world-class saves. David, what do you think, Lloris or Goalini?
Look, with Goalini, there is a case. Look, he's better with the feet. We've seen that against Chelsea. He was comfortable with the ball at his feet. He actually had a very good game. Pulled off some great world class saves. Look, the 2 goals that went in weren't his fault. But look, I agree with you. I think Nuno will be putting too much pressure on himself starting Goalini. I think he should start with the tried and trusted Hugo Lloris, in my opinion. Look, he is going to be captain today as well. Let's make that clear. When Hugo Lloris plays, he's club captain, so he will be wearing the armband. And look, I trust in him. I have no reason to doubt him. I think he's been brilliant for Tottenham Hotspur, and I truly believe he's going to lead us out to a victory today.
Definitely, David. I really hope he will. And also, like we've said before, he's fully capable of the world-class saves, and I have full confidence in our man, Hugo. I do think we're going to be moving on to the right back next, David. I think it's a bit of a decision between Doherty, the man of your nation, but then also the brilliantly talented Japhet Tanganga. Who would you rather have, David? And to be honest, who do you think Nuno might pick?
Look, with Doherty, for me, we haven't really seen too much of him pre-season, so I actually think he's probably out of contention for the starting lineup. With Tanganga, look, the rumours is that he is fit, and for me, if he's fit, you play him at right back. I think he'll do a great job for us. Look, for me, he's a defensive right back. He's solid defensively. He doesn't let much by him, and we need that. With Doherty, you can get by him too easy. A lot of goals come down that right-hand side when he plays. So for me, I think Tanganga shores it up defensively. And look, he's no slouch going forward either. Look what he done last week. He absolutely mauled the fullback against the Gunners. And then when Xhaka tried to, jump on his back, and jump on the saddle and try and ride him, he just shoved him straight off. And for me, I thought I was watching WWE, so I'm absolutely delighted. Tanganga's my champ. He's took the belt. So for me, I think he starts at right back today. What do you think, Jack?
No, it has to be Japhet, David. I absolutely love him. I absolutely love watching him. I think he's had a fantastic preseason. He just knows how to get stuck in for a living, David. And then as well, he's just supremely talented. I just would love to see more and more and more of him. And I can't get enough of him. So absolutely, if he's fit enough, and I do believe Nuno thinks he's fit enough, then we're going to be seeing Japhet tomorrow. And I can't wait. I really do think he can absolutely put in a shift for us for this whole season. I'd love to see Japhet play. But moving on to the right center back, David, specifically the right center back, who do you think it's going to be? I mean, what are the options available? I think it's probably going to be Davinson Sanchez. Maybe it's someone that Nuno might, kind of revitalize, maybe regenerate. But potentially as well, it's just, again, someone who is, a bit more familiar with the Premier League and someone that might be given, a bit of a last chance. What do you think?
Do you know what? Look, there's 4 players in contention. For me, you have Joe Rodon. You can't rule out Romero until Nuno rules him out. So for me, there's still. It's not 100%. I would say a 30% chance that Romero could be in contention. And then you have Dyer and Sanchez, who I'll give credit to. They actually had a good game against Arsenal. Davinson Sanchez, with look, especially on the right-sided centre back. For me, I think he plays there regardless whether it's Romero or Dyer beside him or Roden. I think he plays on the right-hand side. Look, against Arsenal, I think all of us were surprised. I thought I had to go and get my eyes tested with Specsavers and do an eye test because I couldn't believe some of the passes this guy was making, some of the long passes. You know, and it's honestly, I thought I was watching Toby. I thought we saw Toby. I was getting confused. Yeah, but look, for me, I actually thought he had a good game against Arsenal. I know, look, a lot of his problems is when the ball comes over the top, he just doesn't know where it is. That's why we nickname him GPS. I do have that fear a little bit coming into today's game, Jack, to be honest with you, because, look, we all know that famous clip last year of him just falling to the ground and eating the grass. You know what I mean? Like a drunk Homer Simpson. So for me, I do have that concerns, but with his passing ability and you put the right man beside him, I think it's going to be Davinson Sanchez.
Definitely, David. And honestly, I really do wish him the best, David. I think, under Nuno, he might be capable of putting in a solid shift for us. And who knows, maybe this is the chance that he revitalizes Sanchez and maybe his career with Spurs. Just hopefully, just hopefully. It is kind of last chance saloon for him, though. So we'll just see. We'll just see. But David, the left center back position, lots of people are talking about Rodon. Lots of people are talking about Moon Boots. Lots of people are talking about Romero. I mean, obviously, we might like to see, our new absolute workhorse and absolute beast in Romero, but it's probably unlikely. And with Rodon, it's who's to know, really. Maybe, again, might not be old enough, might not have enough experience yet, or might not be trusted enough yet by Nuno. What do you think? Is it going to be Moon Boots?
Yeah, look, I'm going to put Moon Boots in there, to be honest with you. Look, I know a lot of people are going to be shocked at what I'm after saying here. I'm even shocked myself. I was debating whether to put him in or not. But look, ultimately, he had a good game against Arsenal. Anything that came in, he cleared, and which is what he didn't do last season. So hopefully, he has learned from his mistakes. And look, I want to be clear. I want these players to learn from their mistakes. I don't want to be slagging them off. I don't want to be giving them stupid nicknames. But at the end of the day, if they don't give me any other reason, well, then they're going to get it. But look, Dyer hopefully has learned that lesson, and hopefully he can come into this season stronger, because it does look like he's going to stay. I was initially thinking when I seen him playing, is it shop window? But it doesn't look like it. Look, with Roden, I just want to touch on Roden quickly. Do you know what? I feel sorry for the guy in a way, Jack. I don't know whether you think the same, but because look, he had to come in, he had to earn Mourinho's trust. In the end, got Mourinho's trust. He got sacked. Now a whole new owner manager is coming in Nuno, and he has to start from square one all over again to earn his trust and this, that, and the other. I feel sorry for the kid, but look, I think in terms we haven't seen him much pre-season. I think he only made it one cameo where he came off the bench. I don't think he's in contention. And like I already said with Romero, though, I think there's a 30% chance he probably could be, he's in contention. But me personally, if you look at Nuno's comments from the press conference, he basically said, look, like I said before, they have a longer vision. The season is 38 games, not one game. That sort of stuff, basically. So for me, there's no need to rush him in. And look, I do think today is a bit of a free hit in terms of if we lose, people, it is Man City. So, you can't like, obviously there's a way to lose, but if you do lose, it's a free hit in a way. But for me, there's no need to risk Romero today. So that's probably why he won't be there. But just going back to Roden, Jack, do you feel sorry for the guy?
David, I absolutely do feel sorry for him. I really do think he's capable of being world class for us, David. I really rate him. I think last season, plenty have said, obviously he didn't have enough game time compared to, other players, but and enough minutes, but plenty have said like he was absolutely the most solid defender we had. And we were even saying that, with Toby in mind as well, David, which is, which is a lot to say. That's a big take. And, it seemed to be a common opinion amongst Spurs fans that Rodon seemed to be good enough, to start for this team. But yeah, I think he might be a bit unlucky. Who knows, David? Maybe it's a bit, coming off of the Euros, obviously coming off of, a very, very busy spell there. And maybe he might be a bit injury prone as well, maybe. So who's to know? Maybe it's just the, it's kind of experience over quality in this situation. And that might just be why Rodon's not being included.
Yeah, 100%. Well, there you have it, guys. There's our centre back partnership, Sanchez and Dyer. I bet you that's something you never thought you'd ever see on the Irish Hotspur. Anyway, that's guaranteed.
We have to
But look,
live with the, we have to live with the predictions, David. We have to be realistic as much as, as much as we would like to see David Harris on the touchline, maybe, whispering into Nuno's ear. I do think, Nuno is going to be going with, the experience here, and he probably knows something that we don't in this situation. So let's maybe moving on to the left back. But and Nuno we trust, like always. I really don't think this is going to be a common pairing. I really don't see that happening. I just think it's just kind of those, kind of managerial situations where you just think it's maybe last chance saloon for them, and they might put in a really solid performance against a team, Man City, that they're probably quite familiar with.
Yeah.
And
No,
Reguilon, David, what do you think in the left back situation? I think Reguilon is the first pick in the lineup. He wasn't featured in the Spain squad for Euros. He's had plenty of opportunities, to work on his fitness over the summer. Obviously Sessegnon has come back from, injury, but there really is no other choice than Reggie. What do you think?
No, look, for me, Ben Davies, look, there is an argument, like I was saying, over the right-hand side that he is a defensive left back. He gets a nosebleed every time he goes beyond halfway. But look, for me, the thing is he gets spun too easy. Because of his lack of pace, he can't always be tucking in beside Dyer like he always is. And for me, I just think the way to help Dyer out with his bit of lack of pace with Reguilon, it's easy. It's better to have him tucking in there, because when the ball does go out wide, it means he's quicker at getting out. But look, not only that, we all know going forward, the guy I think is brilliant. Honestly, the guy gets down the wing, he'll put in crosses, he'll drive with the ball, which at times you need. Sometimes the option to pass out isn't there. You need to be able to get on the ball and drive it out. This guy's confident enough to do that. But the most thing I do like is, especially when we get the ball down the right-hand side, for some reason, the guy just seems to drift in towards that back post. And he seems to look, I know he puts them all wide, but look, he gets his one goal. Look, I think this guy will average you about 5 goals, if not 6 goals a season from a fullback, and I think that'd be decent, especially with the positions he picked up. And for me, look, like you were saying with Sessegnon, he had a bit of a hamstring injury all summer long. He's only back in training. I don't think you'll see him whatsoever. I think you'll be lucky to even see him on the bench, to be honest with you. I think if anyone would be on the bench, it would be Brian Hill, not Sessegnon. But yes, look, for me, it's Reguilon all day long. Ben Davies, if he starts at left back, we're in for a tough day.
Absolutely in for a tough day if Mr. Anonymous were to be slotted in there. But I really am going to have full faith in Nuno, in our philosopher, David, and I don't think he's going to be doing about that. I think he's already written off Davies, as it is. So moving on to, maybe, David, maybe we got to break down the formation here. Obviously we probably, think with Nuno, like he favored the back three, with Wolves, but as we broke down in our, how to get to know Nuno, we explained that, he is comfortable with the back four and the likes of Valencia, Rio Ave before that, Porto as well. He's a guy that's very capable of putting in a shift with different formations. He even tried to experiment with the back four with Wolves. This is kind of the formation that we do think he's going to go with. This is kind of what we've seen in the preseason. So we're going to be going with a 4-2-3-1 today, offensively, with a number 10 in behind a front three. But David, how do you maybe see Nuno lining up? Do you maybe disagree with this?
Look, there would be a case to disagree with it, but look, for me, I do think it would be a 4-2-3-1. I just want to say this quickly is, look, Nuno was only kind of renowned for I say a back five, but what I mean is 3 centre backs with two wing backs advancing forward at Wolves, and it was more of a case of needs must, really. And for me, that's how he established Wolves up from the Championship into the Premier League. But most of his managerial career, he's played with a back four, like you were saying, Jack. And for me, I do think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 going forward with a 4-3-3 defensively. And what I mean by that is when they take the ball, we'll probably drop back into 4-3-3 shape and block up the middle.
Right.
But look, with the 4-2-3-1 going forward, like if we do get the ball, you can maybe see Dele Alli kind of occupying them or whoever, Dele Alli or Lo Celso, whoever we pick, occupying in front of Son maybe. But then we also have the case where Lucas could end up coming in and occupying that role. So we have 2 options there, which is good today, to be able to go forward and attack. But look, we'll get into it, Jack. Our two holding midfielders in the pivot, which, may I add, whoever plays on the left-hand side is going to have the work cut out, because with Reguilon bombing forward, I do think that's the kind of midfielder that kind of needs to sit in a little and protect that side and get out there and cover him. So, Jack, look, let's get into it. Who are you thinking for the cover roles? We have a choice between Ndombele, which I don't think you'll see him, Lo Celso, Højbjerg, and Ollie Skip.
Yeah, David, and we're not going to mention the one that shall not be named, as an option, as maybe you even stated, last night, David. It's kind of if you see that man on the pitch again, we're not going to mention his name, but if you see him on the pitch, you might just have to turn off and abandon me on the watch along, which I would totally understand. Which everybody, again, please check us out today for the watch along on Matt Hayes' channel, and also please, please, please check out David on the pre-match pump up as well as on We Are Tom TV. You really need to check us out. You're going to get double the Irish Hotspur at the same time. I don't know how you'll be able to do it. Probably need to get 2 screens. Let us know how it goes for you. But as well, David, I think it's going to be Højbjerg for what you were talking about in terms of that player that's just going to have to put in the shift, going to have to do the bit of the dirty work. What do you think, David? Like Højbjerg, probably the guy that's going to have to cover for Region and maybe cover up for that attacking kind of nous that you were talking about.
No, look, I think it's exactly what we've seen against Arsenal, Jack. Højbjerg would play on the left-hand side of them to be able to cover that Regulon going forward and that. And then Skip would be the player that would kind of be allowed to get forward a little bit more. He'll have that freedom to kind of break out of that role a bit more. But I 100% agree with you. Højbjerg on the left. Look, this guy's absolutely pivotal for us today in midfield. We need to get him in amongst them to turn over that ball, just upset them. Even if they're passing, get little toes and flicks on it. Just take them out of their comfort zone. And if anybody's going to do that, it's our general, it's our Viking, Jack, and it's Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Honestly, the guy's an absolute animal, and we need a big, big game off him today. I'll be honest with you. Look, he doesn't look the fittest right now or the sharpest. Well, not fittest, but sharpest right now. But look, I have no doubt he's called upon. He's going to be ready. And for me, definitely he'll be playing on the left side. And that's the reason why, like we were saying, because Regulon will have the license to get forward. So he'll be able to tuck in there and kind of manage that area. So that's why we have him on the left-hand side. Jack, the right-hand side, look, for me, it's Skip all day long. Look, I know people could say Ndombele, and look, I agree with them. I do think there's a world-class player in there. Look, Nuno just doesn't fancy him. Nuno's quotes are, it's not the right time. So if it's not the right time, we have to trust it. The other competitor for that position, you would say, Harry Winks. Look, no, I don't think he'll be anywhere near the team. I really don't. But for me, Skip, I think he's been brilliant preseason, Jack. He's been one of the shining lights for me. But look, it's what we all expected because all last season we were campaigning, even before January, get Skip back in January, get him in this midfield, get him in there. Let's see what he can do. And for me, he's took to it like a duck to water, Jack. Seamlessly fits in there. He's comfortable on the ball. But what I love most is he gets up players' holes. He's proactive. He doesn't wait for them to get the ball and then close them down. By the time they're looking for the ball, he's already up behind them, which means then, again, he can get his foot in, just disrupt the play. Hopefully get his foot in, get a ball breaking to Son or Lucas to pick up on and counterattack the shit out of this City team today. So for me, look, I think Højbjerg and Skip, I think it worked well against Arsenal. I think it worked well again today.
Yeah, David, actually, I really agree with that. I would love to see Skippy in and, practically one of the best players in the championship last season. It's honestly, I think he's fully ready for this. I think he's fully ready. He played plenty against Chelsea, played plenty against the Scum as well. I think they're absolutely trusting him. I don't think we should write that off. David, should we move into maybe the number 10 position that we may be talking about earlier that's going to be sitting in front of them, or would you like to move into the wings?
No. We'll move into the number 10. And look, let me be clear. We think it will be a number 10 when we have the ball. And we think it'll be, a flat 3 when we don't have the ball. Let's make that clear. But look, for me, Jack, I do think it'll be, I'm going to go with Dele Alli myself. Look, I personally, Lo Celso, I think Lo Celso does have a chance to be picked in contention for today, especially because, look, he played well against Arsenal when he came on. Let's be fair, he was involved. He looked sharp.
Yeah,
and he had a good Copa America as well. Of course, Argentina picking up the trophy. But just from what we've seen, I do think you will see Dele Alli. To be honest with you, I do think it will be a Dele Alli. And I think Dele Alli probably has earned the right to start. I'll be honest with you. Look, I've been very annoyed with him over the last 2 and a bit years, but I actually think he's had a decent preseason. To be fair, look, the only thing where if he doesn't start, I'd say the only reason why he doesn't start is because we've seen against Arsenal, when we don't have the ball, even when we do get it back, he likes to take risk. He does flicks in his own half and stuff like that. And, sometimes it gives you the risk of giving your the ball back to the opponent. And I'll be honest, we can't really do that against City. We have to be slick on possession when we have it. So that would be my worry. And if he doesn't start, I think that would be the reason why. But other than that, what he offers going forward, I think he does offer that. That's something different where he can just play that cheeky back heel, that sneaky flick, get a player in like a Bergwijn or a Son in behind. And look, against Arsenal, he got on the end of three things. He got in the box an awful lot. He probably should have scored, probably should have had 2 goals. But look, I always say you keep getting in the positions, your goal will come eventually. And once the goal comes and you keep doing the same thing, the confidence will come. And then you start hitting the back more often than you miss the back of the net more often before you miss. But I do think it will be a Dele Alli going forward. And then defensively, I think, he'll probably drop in to make a flat back three.
Yeah, absolutely, David. I think you're absolutely spot on with that. To be honest, Dele's put himself in the right positions during the preseason. Definitely hasn't really shown the finishing skills yet that we've known of him before. But I actually, it's a fresh season, David. I'm just going to give him full confidence. It is a bit last chance saloon for him, for me personally.
Yeah,
but, I want to give him full confidence. It's a fresh season, clean slate. Let's see how he does in these few games. I'm not going to give him a lot of games, David, but I'm definitely going to give him a few. Let's see how he does. And I really have full confidence in him to be able to regain that trust from me and plenty of other fans. Moving on maybe to the right wing position, David, we've seen maybe Bergwijn, be mentioned as, being the right winger of last season. But me personally, David, I think it's going to be Lucas. He's absolutely shown this ability to cut in on the right-hand side. He does a player, absolutely takes their life, and then is able to slip a ball in behind. What do you think? Are we going to see that against City?
Yeah, look, I think there's only one option for the right wing. And I'll be honest, that does concern me because, not really. You do have Brian Hill there, I suppose. But look, you're going to have to give him time to adapt to be able to play over that side. So I would like to get another player maybe in that position if we could. But that's just being picky. But look, with Lucas, honestly, I think he's been a revelation. Honestly, Jose Mourinho's changed his career at Tottenham. Let's be honest about it. As bad as Jose was and that at times at Tottenham, one thing you have to give him credit for, he's turned Lucas Moura's career around at Tottenham. He has. Look, he moved him into a number 10. It made Lucas Moura impossible to mark because he's so hyper. I like to call him hyper. He's always running around. He's so quick at what he does. Even when he's pressing and looking to win the ball back, he's always putting pressure on
lunging a foot out, David. He's always putting a foot out to try to block any pass, even if he's yards away from it, David. He just seems to be just one of those players that's just an absolute energizer bunny, kind of player. And then as well, obviously has the skills to be able to take any man's life, to be able to skin any player. It's just maybe that final product that we've always been kind of missing with him. But I think what we've seen in the preseason is that maybe actually that's been kind of tapped into by the likes of Nuno and then maybe before with Jose, and hopefully Lucas can kind of build on the form from last season.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, when Jose did move him into the middle to put him in as a number 10, right? Because when you play him out wide, it's very easy to show him down the channel and just put in a slide tackle, take the ball off him or whatever, out muscle him, double up on him. But when you play him in the middle, because he has that unique ability to be able to drop his shoulder very quickly and go, he goes left or right here. Very often or not, you end up taking him down. And that's why we do see him winning a lot of free kicks for Tottenham, which is crucial against City because it can get us up the field. It can alleviate some of the pressure. But look, and the thing is, it's giving him confidence. And Nuno's come in and he's put him back out on the wing. But very cleverly, what he tells him to do, like we've been talking about, Jack, is he allows him to come into the middle, pick up the ball, which then opens up space. We've seen 2 goals off the same move. Exact same move in preseason. And I do think it's something that's being worked on. And for me, look, I think 100% he plays. And I know we've questioned his end product, but one thing we have to say is he's been involved in nearly every goal in preseason apart from one. He's played a major role in the goal. So for me, I think, look, he's definitely hit the ground running. It's preseason, I know. And hopefully he can bring that form into the Premier League and into the competitive games. And I'm expecting him to play a big part. And yeah, right wing for me, 100% all day long.
Completely agree. And absolutely 100% agree. Moving on to the center forward, maybe, David, or would you like to move on maybe to the left wing? Maybe we finish with the center forward, considering that might be a bit of the drama, surrounding maybe this predicted lineup.
What, Zach? Both of these positions are surrounding drama because you pick the left winger, you know what I mean? it
You might
obviously
know what's
means,
up top. Yeah.
yeah, you know what's up top. So look, we'll just go with it. We'll go with the left winger anyway. Jack, the options are, I believe it's what, Bergwijn, Son, Brian Hill. They're the options we have for out there. Jack, who do you want to see play?
What I would like to see play, David, is probably, again, they got you kind of it's between a rock and a hard place. Maybe you don't want to give someone like Brian Hill, too early of a chance, especially against a team like City, one of the best teams in the world. But then as well, David, um, Bergwijn. Maybe some have said he's really proven himself in preseason. I think he's done. I think he's kind of grown into the preseason. I thought in his first game he really was quite poor, quite shocking, and then he actually improved on that. I think a lot. But then again, it's one of those players that I don't have really full confidence in. But I do think, Nuno is going to give someone like Bergwijn a second chance, is going to give him that bit of a regeneration. So, David, as much as it might pain me, as much as I might rather see someone else like maybe Sonny and maybe Harry Kane up top, despite the news surrounding Harry Kane, I think it's going to be Bergwijn. I think that's what Nuno is going to be going with.
Yeah, look, and the cat's out of the bag. It obviously means you can guess who's striker from here on out. Because look, if not, Sonny would be playing left wing. But for me, look, Bergwijn. Look, this is a guy. I'll be honest with you. I've actually been disappointed with him pre-season. I'll be honest. I know he's got a goal and assist, but even when he got the goal against Chelsea, he was very poor all game, and then got his goal. But he done exactly what we want to see from him: use your pace, skin your man, and get your shot off and get it on target. You get it on target, it has an opportunity of going in. And look, that's where his kind of confidence fell off, was he bet his man, couldn't finish the ball. And look, his end product for me, I do think it's a massive problem. But one thing he does do is he's relentless. He'll keep running in behind you, keep looking for the ball, he keep trying. And as well, look, he's not afraid to get back and work back as well and help out. So for me, yeah, it has to be Bergwijn. Look, I don't think you'll see Gill start. I'd be very, very surprised if he starts. For me, Bergwijn starts with a view of maybe either bringing on Harry Kane off the bench to put up top and put Sonny out left, or bringing on Ryan Hill out onto the left instead of Bergwijn. That's the only way I think you'll see Hill start. But for me, yeah, I think Bergwijn is the left winger. And Jack, up front, look, we already have it in, so we may as well just get into it. Look, me personally, the reason why we're not starting Harry Kane is because we do believe, off the back of Nuno's quotes in the press conference, that it is more than likely. Look, I know he said he's going to decide, but he also said he doesn't want to rush people back on that. And look, I'll be honest with you, I personally think it'll come down to maybe whether Harry Kane says he wants to play or not. Look, because I don't think fitness will be too much of an issue, because it's only a couple of weeks ago since he was playing the European Championships final. So look, he wouldn't have put on too much weight or anyway if he's professional, between now and then, which he is professional, let's be honest. So for me, I just think Nuno will bring him and put him on the bench. And I think Son will start up front. And I think it's ideal Son starts up front because, Jack, what it does, it gives us three very, very quick players getting in behind. So if you can get the pass off from Højbjerg, Skip, Reguilon, whoever it may be, even Lucas or Bergwijn, you have the pacey players, Son, all running in behind, which means we can get at this City defence, get them turning and get them running with their feet, running back towards goals, which is where we want them ideally. So I think Son up front, he's been very, very sharp all pre-season. He's made some great runs. He's very, very happy after he signed his new contract. And most importantly, he loves a goal against Man City. We all know that. He loves a goal against Man City. And in fact, anyone that does watch this, I would say put your money on Son to score a goal today. And the reason why I say that, we've played 3 games against Man City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Son has scored in all 3 of them. So it's a tradition. It's a tradition that Son scores against Man City. And I say City on purpose, by the way. It's not that I have a lisp. I'm just my nickname for the Man City. So yeah, for me, look, it's Son up front all day long. Jack?
Definitely, David. Definitely has to be Sonny up top as well. He's the man with the new contract. He's the new beautiful, talisman for Spurs. I'm absolutely excited to maybe see a potential future, of Sonny maybe featuring up top, maybe a bit more. Maybe he seems to even enjoy it as well. He seems to really enjoy and maybe having that freedom. Harry Kane, as much as he probably would like to start, I do think it's going to be, Nuno's decision. And I do think Nuno is going to kind of respect the squad and also respect himself and go with Harry Kane there, as a substitute and Sonny starting. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Sonny, against City. I think he's absolutely caused them havoc before. He is a bit of their boogeyman. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to Sonny maybe tearing apart the City defense.
Yeah, same here. And look, look, there's our predicted lineup, guys. You have Hugo Lloris in goals, Tanganga at right back, Sanchez, Dyer at centre back, Reguilon at left back, with a midfield three of Højbjerg, Skip, Dele Alli, and then a front three of Bergwijn, Lucas, and Sonny. So, guys, there's our predicted lineup. Whether you agree with us or disagree with us, get in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your starting 11. We want to see yours. And hear your thoughts on it as well. So look, there it is. Smash a like on the stream, a subscribe on the channel if you're new. Until next time, in Nuno we trust. Come on, you Spurs, and let's absolutely smash City today. Let's fucking have it. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.